And welcome back to another video. So this is core beliefs. This question is, um, what would be I'm looking at the question, what would be my personal test to see if something is real marketing or just noise? Um, for me, it's rather simple. It just starts with, is there even a direct ask? So when I look at what I would consider real marketing would be direct response marketing. Does it have a call to action somewhere in it, even if it's a crappy one, even without a limited time or any of the other things that we look for in direct response? Is there something like that in it? If there isn't, it's kind of just noise. Another thing I look at is, what's the point? So a lot of commercials are fun to watch, but meaningless, meaning they don't tie the two things together to make you remember the product and give you a reason to get it. Um, Now the branding people will, have a field day, but I kind of consider branding a bit of noise. Unless you're a really big company like one of the candy bars or one of the soda companies where they already know you, you're just sort of giving them another reason to remember why they should buy you. There's no point. So almost all the marketing there that I see, I would not consider real marketing. I would consider it noise. Now, where you're going to see an uptick in quote unquote real marketing is in a lot of the course deliveries, a lot of the coaches, because if they don't make sales right away, they're not going to get anywhere. Now, it doesn't mean they do a good job. There are plenty of creators out there that have ads for their courses, but they don't do a really good job of explaining why somebody should get it, nor have they identified their ideal client. They're just like the people who do well on YouTube and are like, oh, we make funny videos. Like, let us show you how to make a million view video. And while that might be appealing, it's only appealing to a certain demographic of people. And if you're not addressing what it is they're running into already and addressing how your product fixes that, there's no point. I mean, it's nice, but it doesn't push people across the line. And in that sense, you're going to run into this continuous problem of, hey, maybe you're well known, but you can't really make too many sales, or you have a good product, but nobody's buying. And that's because you haven't quite identified what it is who your ideal client is. So in that sense, it's kind of real marketing, but you're falling into the noise category, and that's because nobody's responding to you. It kind of falls on deaf ears. You land in the I've heard it before, I've seen it before. The reason why you need to call out your ideal client and then tell them what to do next is because people have busy lives, whether they're working or not. They have a lot going on already in their life, and as I said earlier, they're sort of avoiding the pains or the problems that happen, hoping that they either go away or they'll figure out another time they're going to figure out how to resolve them. And this, while that time never really comes, they just sort of put it off. You have to cut through that by saying something that will get their attention because it's speaking to them at the conversation that's happening in their head right now. And that differentiates you immediately from noise to real marketing. And if you go through that process and then you tell them what to do next, hey, you want to do this next, click here to get this, go here to get that. And you follow that process, that's real marketing, because you're pulling in your ideal client, you're showing them why they should get you, you're giving them an offer, you're telling them why they should buy now, and then you're incentivizing them to do so. A lot of places will fall flat one way or the other. They either don't make a hard offer meaning go here now and get it, or they don't give them a reason to call out to their ideal client. The worst types of businesses are the ones who say they want to help as many people as possible, because as the saying goes, if you market to everyone, you market to no one. If you yell into a crowd, hey, I need help, no one helps. That's why if you've ever been through any kind of first aid, CPR response training, they tell you not to just make blanket statements like somebody call this, somebody do that, because everybody assumes you're talking to somebody else. Instead, you have to call out the individual and then tell them what to do. Now, I realize that's an emergency situation, but even then, you say, hey, you, right? And they're like, what? It's obvious what they should do next, but you still have to tell them. You have to tell them to do it now. right? Pull out your cell phone, call 911, tell them this. They should know these things, but they just don't. I realize that's a heightened environment, but you have to realize the other side of that coin is in a non-heightened environment, they're even less attuned to what's going on around them. They're even more zoned out than they would be in an extreme instance where they might feel heightened and need to pay attention. So now you've got an environment where the brain's almost off because they're running on autopilot, and you need to get them to pay attention to you and do something. So you have to try that much harder. Those steps and the marketing messaging is real marketing. Now, of course, there's more to it, but that's the start of it. If you're missing those things, if you're doing branding, if you're not giving them a call to action, if you're not telling them what to do next, if you're missing all of that, it kind of falls into the noise. Now, the tactics themselves may change on the platforms, but the goal is still the same when you're talking about the purpose of what you're doing, right? So that's what I would do. At least that's my personal test when it comes to if something's real marketing or not, is I'll look and see if it's telling me to do something and if it makes sense, what it is they're saying. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.